And while gold, most of it that's ever been mined, is still above ground, sitting in someone's safe somewhere, is still the potential for a drastic rise. And when it does rise in the gold bull markets, silver typically outperforms gold by a large margin. And junior miners typically outperform silver by a very large margin. It's all coming to a head. But why silver? Why gold? I would be in some real serious trouble right now had I not set some money aside and bought silver and gold, something that's kind of untouchable in these situations. It's really easy to store, and it's internationally accepted. It's money. It's a medium of exchange that you would go and exchange your US dollar coin or your Bitcoin or your Litecoin. You exchange it for gold or silver. You could ship it to yourself, lock it up, put it in your safe. It's great because they accept gold and silver for pesos. There's We Buy Gold places everywhere in Mexico. And of course in America they accept it at almost all of theirs as well. And the reason they accept it is because it is money. There's a demand for it as well. Having something stored away for the rainy day, there's never been anything more brilliant. You'll be happy you did. It'll help you to grow in responsibility. And as it grows, the more and more incentive you'll have to not spend it, not cash it out. This is something that should only be done with spare money, because of course these are tough times. But saving up a little bit more, when those tough times come again, you're going to have probably your last resort be your gold and silver, because you're going to go through all the much easier means of exchanging it for cash first. But when that's all said and done, you'll still have something left over that you can turn to, and it might just be the life-saving application of it that just rescues you and your family. Now, this slowing economy, people believe, will drag down silver. But that's not always the case. If the economy continues to slow significantly, like in the Great Depression, industrial metals are likely to suffer, but silver has few properties that will help it alleviate the situation, and they have this more high-tech applications that are going on right now, and they're being discovered all the time. They're going to need the number one conductor of electricity and heat. And this helps the consumption side of the supply of silver. We're running deficits all the time. We ran a deficit again this year, several years ago, like 5 or 6. We were running continual deficits. So the world right now does not have enough supply of silver to meet demand. We're consuming more than we're producing, unlike gold, which of course is sitting somewhere in someone's safe. And because it's primarily a byproduct of industrial metals, as their production declines during any kind of economic downturn, so will the silver production. It will also get much higher if we see things with problems with fuel, problems with labor, problems with certain countries because, say, they don't have any food, and then the people begin to rise up. They trash all the grocery stores, trash all the markets. They might actually go after some gold and silver as well. There's some very valuable money hidden under the ground that these kind gentlemen who run these mines have taken the extra effort to dig up for them. Now, as it continues to decline, it could get much better for silver, and I'm much more bullish on silver than any other industrial metal right now. And the fact is, this monetary metal will attract a lot of buying from savers and speculators, further supporting this price. Hopefully we get some animal spirits if the price begins to rise, and you could see things go out of control in no time. There's very few independent silver mines also. The majority of silver production is a byproduct of other metal mining, and that means that the economic slowdowns will most likely affect the supply as well as the demand. Annual global silver production is around 800 million ounces. That's the equivalent to approximately 80 million ounces of gold. The world has no significant silver inventories either. They've exhausted them. And on the other hand, the vast majority of the 5 billion ounces of gold that have been mined throughout history are still in existence somewhere being stored. But if you believe in gold, and a lot of people do because it is a real secure place to be, you should believe in silver even more. During gold bull markets, silver typically outperforms gold, and furthermore, the silver miners typically outperform silver and gold. The silver to gold ratio suggests that silver is significantly underpriced in comparison to gold, and when the spread becomes this wide, silver not only outperforms gold, but it also goes on a massive run in a short period of time. This has happened 4 times since January in 2000, and the snapback can be very, very quick, powerful. Now, during gold bull runs, silver tends to outperform gold. And despite the fact that approximately 80 million ounces of gold are produced each year, new gold production has little impact on the price of gold. And that's because all of the gold ever mined, the 6 billion ounces, is still above ground. The roughly 1.3% added to its inventory each year is no match. That influences the price. In this regard, gold is almost unique. But there isn't a lot of inventory to deal with when it comes to silver. When we consider the new mine production, silver inventories are in line with other industrial metals. It's a far cry from the days when the U.S. government alone owned 2 billion ounces, and that's not to mention the billions more in dimes, quarters, halves, silver dollars. Everything about silver is small in comparison. Small markets, so it's very easy to get large price spikes. And by definition, they can be very volatile. There's also the fact that for many years, silver has attracted a large number of devotees. Perhaps they are people who cannot afford gold, but silver has always been regarded as this element by some people that is very special, superior. For many years, silver has attracted a large number of devotees. A lot of these people are new to the game. They're new to the markets. They're seeing gold as it being something very exciting now, if they're paying any attention. Now, it's also the only sector in the financial markets that has not experienced a bubble. It's been greatly suppressed. It's not overvalued by far. And the kind of precious metals bull market that could show up, mining stocks, particularly silver stocks, they could perform exceptionally well. They'll go 10-1 in this group. And they're doing much better already, and the wait will have been worthwhile. All this speculation hopefully comes in whenever we see more pressure come in for the dollar as well. Silver, it is money. Gold, it is money. It's accepted internationally. You can take it in any one of these coin shops, or you can send it right into the dealers that you buy it from. The interesting thing is that you can still make some of the money that you would have made back when silver was trading around $30 an ounce. And just go to the bullion dealers. They need silver so bad, and many of these dealers, many of these companies, they have been buying silver for an extremely high price. The spread between the price of silver, the buy price, and what you can actually buy, say, if you're on a bus, which should be difficult, and it is. On your mobile device, it should be difficult, and it is. But you can still go and you can buy gold or silver right from there, or little kiosks all around the country where I'm at. And at the end of the day, regardless if it goes up or down, having it set aside is still going to be positive. You can easily exchange it back out. You can get a good deal from a lot of these bullion dealers. If you've bought a lot during the times when it was low, the arbitrage is amazing. The fact that the premiums are so high on physical silver is amazing. And because of our supply issues that are about to drastically increase, we could see all of that magnify. And let's hope so. Hey, by the way, the show is listener supported, so if you wanted to help out, check the description. There's numerous ways that you guys can donate to help keep the Silver Report coming. We're here right now because of it, and I thank you guys so much. And it really doesn't make economic sense to us anymore, the way that things are operating, unless we have another source that is able to keep us coming and bringing you the information that you care about. And by the way, sorry I haven't, posted for a couple days. I've been on a flight, ended up sleeping in my truck last night, which I discovered something interesting. I could live in my truck. It's amazingly comfortable. I could stretch out the entire way across the front, across the back. It's excellent. I'm glad I had it set aside. The price did increase. The price has the potential of having a huge increase moving forward, so it might be something that you might be glad that you set aside as well. That's what I used to call the silver savings plan, is to go out and just buy one silver eagle every week. Around $20 or so. Over time, that will add up. And you say, oh, what? If you're new to buying silver, people will look at the silver eagles and these sovereign coins, these sovereign mint coins. These are coins that are from countries. And they say, well, they have a huge premium. I think it's better to just buy generic silver. And sure, that makes sense. It is cheaper, sometimes a lot cheaper. When you go to sell a silver eagle, often they don't sell it for the silver price. They sell it with the silver eagle premium. The premium comes from the mint. The mint charges the premium because it's part of their mandate to be able to keep the operating costs moving. They're not supposed to be profitable, not supposed to be turning a profit, but they're supposed to have enough silver to be able to meet demand regardless of how high the demand gets. They use that excess money to be able to pay all of the employees involved in the operation. And so that is actually something that carries over whenever you go to sell it again, when you resell it. It's something you can always pop up on your screen. You show them the price of a silver eagle. All the bullion dealers, they honor it. There's a lot of bullion dealers right now offering a ton of money, sometimes over the price for silver and gold eagles right now. And that's just because there's simply a low inventory. The generic ones, they are cheaper, and they are silver. But they're more closely tied to the silver price. They do have some premium. But it's always about the buyer. When it comes to silver and it comes to being able to sell it, it's all about the buyer. You could sell silver for half price today. You could sell silver for half price when the price was $30 an ounce. And that's just simply because the person who's going to buy it from you is just trying to take advantage of you. And what's to stop them? Of course they're going to do that. That's called business these days. And they all do it. That's the way pawn shops operate. Coin shops, a lot of them operate. They do not want to pay full price, or else they would not want to take their money and invest it in you. Because then they got to sit and wait and they use that money and use those coins and wait till they sell to be able to make that money back. It's an investment. And it doesn't make sense to take that kind of risk unless you're getting a very, very good deal, and you do that from desperate people. So whatever is valuable in the eyes of the buyer, that's what's going to be important to you. And silver eagles are the number one most popular silver coin in the world. They're also the most counterfeited silver coin in the world. There's always a buyer for silver eagles. And the bullion dealers, the ones online, the big ones, they'll buy them right back from you for almost what you paid for them. And if you bought them a couple years ago, whenever we were always talking about it, they'll buy them back from you for much more than you paid for it. You're still in the zone where you can profit right now. That's because most people who don't know much about the silver market focus mainly on the silver price, but there's more to that. There's more dynamics. And some of these sovereign mint coins, a year or 2 years later, the premium has increased $5 a coin, $10 a coin. Look at the kookaburras. Look at the Libertads. They have an exceptional premium, especially because they're imported. But then you have your things like the Canadian coins, which are just actually valued much, much less. Regardless of what you decide to do, it's your own business. I don't care. Because, frankly, there's too many of you. I can't help you. You need to help yourself, and I can't even offer you advice. Okay? But what I would do, what I do, of course, is look at where the value is, where the price is a couple years past where you're sitting. So go ahead and try to buy some of these coins that are, older. Buy some of these coins and see what the price is, what the value is. There's America the Beautiful coins, the big, 1 ounce, 5 ounce ones they have. Those are exceptional when it comes to their resale value. They're exceptional when it comes to their premium. The premiums on some of them have gone up drastically. So that's something to pay attention to. But really, it's all about the buyer. But for now, it's all about you. You got to start your own silver savings plan if you haven't, because when the rainy days come, you're going to want to have it. You're going to wish you had it. Or you're going to be glad that you did. All right, so I'm going to cut this short. It's getting very, very long. Probably cut this into 2 parts, but I thank you guys for stopping by and joining us. As always, stay free.